Welcome to my class on software project management. Today we are going to discuss about life cycle phases. Characteristics of a successful software development process is the well-defined separation between research and development activities and production activities. Most unsuccessful projects exhibit one of the following characteristics: an overemphasis on research and development, and overemphasis on production. Successful modern projects and even successful projects developed under conventional process tend to have a very well defined project milestone when there is a noticeable transition from a research attitude to a production attitude. Early phases focus on achieving functionality. Later phases revolve around achieving a product that can be shipped to a customer, with explicit attention to robustness, performance, and finish. A modern software development process must be defined to support the following: evaluation of the plans, requirements, and architecture, together with well-defined synchronization points, risk management, and objective measures of progress and quality, evaluation of system capabilities through demonstration of increasing functionality. Engineering and production stages. To achieve economies of scale and higher returns on investment, we must move toward a software manufacturing process driven by technological improvements in process automation and component-based development. Two stages of the life cycle are: the engineering stage, driven by less predictable but smaller teams doing design and synthesis activities. The production stage, driven by more predictable but larger teams doing construction, test, and deployment activities. The transition between engineering production is a crucial event for various stakeholders. The production plan has been agreed upon, and there is a good enough understanding of the problem and the solution that all stakeholders can make a firm commitment to go ahead with production. Life cycle aspect: risk reduction. Risk reduction emphasis on schedule, technical feasibility in engineering stage. Cost is the emphasis on production stage. For products, architecture baseline is the emphasis on engineering stage. Product release baseline is the emphasis on production stage. For activities, analysis, design, planning are the emphasis in engineering stage. Implementation, testing are emphasis in production stage. For the assessment, demonstration, inspection, analysis are emphasis in engineering stage. Testing is the emphasis in production stage. For the aspect of economics, resolving these economies of scale is the emphasis in product engineering stage. Exploiting economies of scale is the emphasis in production stage. Planning is the emphasis of management in engineering stage. Operations are the emphasis of production stage. So here we can observe that engineering stage is decomposed into two distinct phases, inception and elaboration, and the production stage into construction and transition. These four phases of the life cycle process are loosely mapped to the conceptual framework of spiral model. Inception, elaboration, construction, transition. Inception phase. The overriding goal of the inception phase is the achieve concurrence among stakeholders on the life cycle objectives for the project. Primary objectives. Primary objectives in the inception phase: establishing the project's software scope and boundary conditions, including an operational concept, acceptance criteria, and a clear understanding of what is and is not intended to be in the product. Discriminating the critical use cases of the system and primary scenarios of that will drive the major design trade-offs. Demonstrating at least one candidate architecture against some of the primary scenarios. Estimating the cost and schedule for the entire project, including detailed estimations for the elaboration phase. Estimating potential risks, sources of unpredictability, essentials of activities. Formulating the scope of the project. The information repository should be sufficient to define the problem space and derive the acceptance criteria for the end product. Synthesizing the architecture. An information repository is created that is sufficient to demonstrate the feasibility of at least one candidate architecture and an initial baseline of make or buy decisions so that the cost, schedule, and resource estimates can be derived. Planning and preparing a business case. Alternatives of risk management. Staffing, iteration plans, and cost schedule profitability trade-offs are evaluated. Primary evaluation criteria. Do all stakeholders concur on the scope definition and cost and schedule estimates? Are requirements understood as evidenced by the fidelity of the critical use cases? Are the cost and schedule estimates, priorities, risks, and development process credible? Do the depth and breadth of an architecture prototype demonstrate the preceding criteria? The primary value of prototyping candidate architecture is to provide a vehicle for understanding the scope and assessing the credibility of the development group in solving the particular technical problem. An actual resource expenditure versus planned expenditure acceptable. Elaboration phase. At the end of this phase, the engineering is considered complete. The elaboration phase activities must ensure that the architecture requirements and the plans are stable enough and the risks sufficiently mitigated that the costs and schedule for the completion of the development can be predicted within an acceptable range. During the elaboration phase, an executable architecture prototype is built in one or more iterations, depending on the scope, size, risk. Primary objectives. Baselining the architecture as rapidly as practical, establishing a configuration managed snapshot in which all changes are rationalized, tracked, and maintained. Baselining the vision. Baselining a high fidelity plan for the construction phase, demonstrating that the baseline architecture will support the vision at a reasonable cost in a reasonable time. Essential activities. Elaborating the vision, elaborating the process and infrastructure, elaborating the architecture and selecting components. Primary evaluation criteria. Is the vision stable? Is the architecture stable? Thus, the executable demonstration shows that the major risk elements have been addressed and credibly resolved. Is the construction phase plan of sufficient fidelity, and is it backed up with a credible basis of estimate? Do all stakeholders agree that the current vision can be met if the current plan is executed to develop the complete system in the context of current architecture? Are actual resource expenditures versus planned expenditures acceptable? Construction phase. During the construction phase, all remaining components and application features are integrated into application and all features are thoroughly tested. Newly developed software is integrated where it is really required. The construction phase represents a production process in which emphasis is placed on managing resources and controlling operations to optimize costs, schedules, and quality. Primary objectives. Minimizing development costs by optimizing resources and avoiding unnecessary scrap and rework, achieving adequate quality as rapidly as practical, achieving useful versions as rapidly as practical. Resource management, control and process optimization, complete component development and testing against evaluation criteria, assessment of product release against acceptance criteria of the vision, primary evaluation of the criteria. Is this product baseline mature enough to be deployed in the user community? Existing defects are not obstacles to achieving the purpose of the next release. Is this product baseline stable enough to be deployed in the user community? Pending changes are not obstacles to achieving the purpose of the next release. Are the stakeholders ready for transition to the user community? Are the actual resource expenditures versus planned expenditures acceptable? Transition phase. The transition phase is entered when a baseline is mature enough to be deployed in the end user domain. This typically requires that a usable subset of the system has been achieved with acceptable quality levels and user documentation so that transition to the user will provide positive results. This phase could include any of the following activities: beta testing to validate the new system against user expectations, beta testing and parallel operation relative to legacy system it is replacing, conversion of operational database, training of users and maintainers. The transition phase concludes when the deployment baseline has achieved the complete vision. Primary objectives: achieving user self-supportability, achieving stakeholder concurrence that deployment baseline are complete and consistent with the evolution criteria of the vision, achieving final product baseline as rapidly and cost effectively as practical. Essential activities: synchronization and integration of concurrent construction increments into consistent deployment baselines. Deployment specific engineering: cut over commercial packaging and production, sales rollout kit development, field personnel training, assessment of deployment baselines against the complete vision and acceptance criteria in the requirements set. Evaluation criteria: is the user satisfied? Are actual resource expenditures versus planned expenditures acceptable? Artifacts of the process: to make the development of a complete software system manageable, Distinct collections of information are organized into artifact sets. Artifact represents cohesive information that typically is developed and reviewed as a single entity. Life cycle software artifacts are organized into 5 distinct sets that are roughly partitioned by the underlying language of the set management. Requirements, design, implementation, and deployment. Vision document, requirements model is the requirement set. Design models, test model, software architecture description is the design set. Source code baseline, associated compile time files, component executables are the implementation set. Integrated product executables baselines, associated runtime files, user manuals are the deployment sets. In the management sets, planning artifacts are the work breakdown structure, business cases, release specifications, software development plan. Operational artifacts are the release descriptions, status assessments, software change order database, deployment documents, environments. The management set. The management set capture the artifacts associated with process, planning, and execution. These artifacts use ad hoc notations including text, graphics, or whatever representation is required to capture the contracts among project management, architects, developers, testers, marketers, administrators, among stakeholders, funding authority, user, software project manager, organization manager, regulatory agency, and between project personnel and stakeholders. Specific artifacts included in this set are the work breakdown structure, activity breakdown, and financial tracking mechanism. The business case, cost, schedule, profit expectations. The release specifications, scope, plan, objectives, release baselines. The software development plan, project process instance, the release descriptions, the result of release baseline, the status assessments, periodic snapshots of the project progress, the software change orders, description of the discrete baseline changes, the deployment document, cutover plan, training course, sales rollout kit, and the environment, hardware and the software tools, process automation, and documentation. Management set artifacts are evaluated, assessed, and measured through a combination of the following: relevant stakeholder review, analysis of changes between the current versions of the artifacts and previous versions. Major milestone demonstrations of the balance among all artifacts, in particular the accuracy of the business case and vision artifacts. Thank you. The management artifacts. The management set includes several artifacts that capture intermediate results and ancillary information necessary to document the product process legacy, maintain the product, improve the product, and improve the process. Business case. The business case artifact provides all the information necessary to determine whether the project is worth investing in. It details the expected revenue, expected cost, technical and management plans, and backup data necessary to demonstrate the risks and realism of the plans. The main purpose is to transform the vision into economic terms so that an organization can make an accurate ROI assessment. The financial forecasts are evolutionary, updated with more accurate forecasts as the life cycle progresses. Default outline business case. Software development plan. SDB elaborates the process framework into fully detailed plan. 2 indicates of useful STP or periodic updating. It is not significant shelfware, and understanding and acceptance by managers and practitioners alike. Provides a default outline for software development plan. Work breakdown structure. Work breakdown structure is the vehicle for the budgeting and collecting costs to monitor and control a project's financial performance. The software project manager must have insight into project costs and how they are expended. The structure of cost accountability is a serious project planning constraint. Software change order database. Managing change is one of the fundamental primitive of an iterative development process. With greater change freedom, a project can iterate more productively. This flexibility increases the content, quality, and number of iterations that a project can achieve within a given schedule. The change freedom has been achieved in practice through automation, and today's iterative development environments carry the burden of change management. Organizational process that depend on manual change management techniques have encountered many major inefficiencies. Release specifications. The scope, plan, and objective evolution criteria for each baseline release are derived from the vision statement as well as many other sources. Make or buy analysis, risk management concerns, architectural considerations, shots in the dark, implementation constraints, quality thresholds. These artifacts are intended to evolve along with the process achieving greater fidelity as the life cycle progresses and requirements understanding matures. Outline of release specification. Release description. Release description documents describe the results of each release, including performance against each of the evaluation criteria in the corresponding release specification. A release baseline should be accompanied by a release description document that describes the evaluation criteria for that configuration baseline and provides substantiation through demonstration, testing, inspection, and analysis that each criteria has been addressed in an acceptable manner. Status assessments. Status assessments provide periodic snapshots of project health and status, including the software manager's risk assessment, quality indicators, and management indicators. Typically, status assessments should include a review of resources, personal staffing, financial data, top 10 risks, technical progress, metrics, snapshots, major milestones, plans, and results, total project or product scope, and action items. Environment. An environment emphasis of the modern approaches define the development and maintenance environment as a first-class artifact of the process. A robust, integrated development environment must support automation of the development process. This environment should include requirement management, visual modeling, document automation, host and targeting programming tools, automated regression testing, and continuous and integration change management, and feature and defect tracking.